Assalamualaikum and good days to all my fellow friends. My name is Sharul. Today I will present about human capital development. First of all, we need to understand what is the human capital development. Human capital development is the framework for helping employees develop their personal and organizational skill, knowledge and abilities. The term human resource development was first coined in 1969, referring to the training, education, and development of the workforce. It aimed to bridge the gap between school-level education and workplace requirements. Depending on the median educational qualification available in our region and the day-to-day requirement of work, the definition of human resource development can vary widely. In the early days, human resource development or HRD work involved rigorous hand-on training focused on the acquisition of hard skills. Today, the picture is different. The skill profile of top-tier talent is highly layered, comprising of mix of hard and soft skill. HR must pay equal attention to these areas of human resource development to bring out an employee's full potential. In addition, strategies to improve culture and build a work environment conducive to upskilling and self-development also come under human resource development. A data-driven mindset might also prove useful, allowing HR to measure learning performance and dynamically update performance benchmark. For this reason, I will recommend an agile approach when defining human resource development for our company or organization, keeping in mind our organization unique needs and its potential to grow. There are 5 key functions of human resource development. First is strategic talent sources and acquisition. The first step to enhancing our human capital is to spot and onboard the right talent. The best candidate may not always have the most experience or the highest number of qualifications. However, there can be a good culture adds to our organization. A careful mix of soft skill, personality, and potential will determine talent sourcing and in turn the effectiveness of human resource development. Right from the onboarding stage, HR begin to equip the employees with the knowledge required to succeed during the employee's tenure in the organization. Second is education-oriented employees benefits. A benefit package focused on human resource development will include sponsorship for adult education, assistance for tuition fees, flexible hours for those continuing their learning outside of college, and so on. For example, a Starbucks College Achievement Plan provides US employees with tuition coverage for specific universities and degrees. And also DHL offer benefit in the form of tuition reimbursement for employees applying for online college degrees. Third is performance measurement and management. Performance management is the heart of human resource development. Employees may not always be able to take time out for learning session and online courses, which is where a strength-focused performance management model kicks in. Managers regularly review employees' performance and share inspiring or coaching feedback. Employees then focus on improving performance, incrementally improving their capabilities, such as structure required agility to prove useful. Fourth is formal learning and development program. To complement managers' effort, we can offer learning and development session to close specific skill gaps. This must factor in company needs on the one hand and the employee's personal ambition on the other. Let's say an employee with leadership potential is interested in the marketing domain. We can assign a learning track that develop both this skill set and gradually helps the employer transition into the marketing department where they can learn the rope before taking on the leadership role. Next is internal mobility and succession planning. An effective human resource development program will ensure that every employee find the best fit job within the organization in sync with their desires and capabilities. Internal mobility support lateral transition, while a succession plan focus on developing future leaders. Once again, internal mobility and succession planning must be supported by hard and soft skill training respectively. Interestingly, human resource development also takes place informally. Unstructured interactions such informal mentorship and on-the-job collaboration can go along in strengthening employees' capability. However, having a structured, measurable program in place is essential to the success of human resource development program. Okay, next, I will present about how to start a human resource development program. First is access internal and external talent potential. The stock of our existing workforce and the available talent pool in our domain and region. Estimate hiring timeline for expanding the workforce and launching the program. To do this, we can use HR analytics. Based on the data the analytics engine has, it can identify the potential of each employee and help to develop training program accordingly. Second is map human resource training and develop objective. We have to make sure to include both near and long-term objective in this step. This objective could range from upskilling for a project that must be closed in 1 month to making our workforce more resilient to ongoing digital transformation. Collaborate with the different stakeholders needed to create this employee career development program. For instance, department heads and team leaders. Next is identify the resources needed for training and development. What are the tools, resources, time, and external assistance that we need to meet the objective mapped out in the previous step? Carefully outline process to build a sequential strategy that clearly define the expected outcome. Next is communicate with on-ground education managers. The program will be primarily executed by team leaders, business unit head, and learning practitioner. Conduct workshop with this individual beforehand to convey the intended objective of learning and the approach that will be adopted. Ensure that we adapt the plan based on feedback. And last but not least is launch the program and review it at regular intervals. After a specific intervals, we have to conduct an evaluation. There are 3 questions in the evaluation. First is what are the program's strengths and weaknesses? Is the course to benefit ratio in our favor? And next question is, should the plan have a wider deployment? Review these parameters and relaunch the program after accommodating this feedback. There are some of foundational steps to start a human resource development program, no matter what is our intended vision might be. Okay, next is the best practice for human resource training and development. Here is several ways to make sure that our human resource training and development strategy hit the mark. We specifically mention the training here because on-the-job training is pivotal to developing employees' capabilities in nearly every field. Whether we can run a manufacturing plant or supervise an educational institution, whether our company makes softball or software platform, the workforce must be adequately trained to produce the expected output. To achieve this, there are 8 best practice for the human resource training and development. First is assign human resource development owner. The best strategies can fall flat if there is no ownership for execution. That's why company must set specific key performance indicator or KPI for training, development and performance with process owner who are tasked with improving this metric. These individuals may be practitioners in the organization, team leaders, line manager and the like. Second is contain attrition among trained workers by focusing on engagement. Human resource training and development involves significantly investment per employee, which become redundant when the highly trained resource leave the organization. This is where focusing on ancillary HR functions such as employee engagement, recognition, and culture building can help prevent employees' attrition. Third is use reward and recognition to incentivize learning. Recognition is closely linked with employee retention and therefore helps to contain attrition in our workforce. Rewards for course completion and superior performance can also motivate employees further. Next is coordinate pan-organizational development. Training and development track in different department or business unit should not be planned independently of each other. A centralized approach that keep in mind the progress each department is making can enable the HRD program to meet the company's shared vision and purpose. Next is link career progression to development. Career progression shouldn't entirely depend on the length of an employee's tenure. After training and development session, if an employee is seen to be an exceptional performer, we can develop a personalized career progression track for them. Next is initiate human resource training and development from day one. We can work together with the recruitment team to embed training into the onboarding experience. This will give new employees an understanding of our continuous learning culture, making later stage training much easier. Next is avoid a cookie cutter training and development journey. One of the most significant transformation in human resource development is the emerging need for personalization. Today's employees are aware of their unique capabilities, which demand personalized and adaptive learning methodologies. Here, what the corporate e-learning software can help. And last but not least, we have to make the different transferable. A formal human resource development program should offer certification, micro-credential, and even digital badge upon completion. These achievements are transferable to other jobs outside the organization and can encourage employees to fast-track the learning process. These are some of the best practice that can strengthen our human resource development strategy and make our training initiative genuinely stick. So, which are the areas of human resource development demand intention in 2020? The definition of human resource development concept covers a broad spectrum. With so many areas and functions to address, it can be challenging to prioritize those that demand the most attention. Fortunately, predictive analytic tools can highlight which organization-specific areas of human resource development should rank the highest on our checklist for every quarter or year. Apart from this, it is a good idea to keep an eye on the latest HR trend and map our HRD program to global benchmark to gain a competitive advantage. For 2020, we recommend a keen focus on the following areas. First is shedding legacy practice. 3 out of 5 HR leaders feel irrelevant in 2020 if the HR function doesn't embrace modernization as per KPMG survey of 1,300 HR leaders. Second is establishing a culture framework. 61% of respondents in the survey we cited are in the process of changing their culture in 2020. HR professionals will need an established framework to align culture to continuous training and development. And third is preparing for artificial intelligence or AI. Targeted human resource training and development to mitigate the challenge brought on by AI is vital in 2020. 56% respondent in the KPMG survey agrees on this issue. With that, I end my session with thank you. Assalamualaikum.